Hey, and welcome to the Destiny Global Facebook page. My name is Carmen, and I am one of the trainers with Destiny Global. And tonight, we are going to be talking about a subject, a topic, a thing that I think we've all dealt with before. And some of us have dealt with it a lot. Some of us have dealt with the fact that we've dealt with it. And some of us are just ignoring it hoping and expecting that it is just going to go away on its own. And so tonight, in just a moment, we're going to be talking about procrastination, how to stop procrastinating, how to break the cycle of procrastination, how to get more done, how to be more productive, how to actually start working towards the dream life you want, how to start working towards your goals, how to start working towards the things that we all say we want. And if I were to say, hey, how many of you have ever struggled with procrastination? Raise your hand. And you and I were in a room together, like 99.9% of the hands would be up and the other 0.1% would be lying, because we've all struggled with procrastination. And so tonight we're going to talk about something really quick, really short that you can do, something that I've done that has helped me go from procrastinating to getting things done, that has helped me stop procrastinating and start doing, start acting. And by the way, that is the only way you are going to get the life you want, the future you want, the marriage you want, the finances you want, the business you want, the life you want, is on the other side of doing the correct actions, not thinking about doing them. And I know that we've all spent too much time in the thinking portion. And how much results does thinking about acting get you? Zero. How much money does thinking about acting make you? Zero. And so before we jump in, we are at the very end of August, which means we're about to enter September. And in 3 weeks, we have our training seminar called First Steps to Success coming up. We are going to be back in San Antonio, Texas. We are coming back to San Antonio for the last First Steps to Success event of the year. And so we are going to be live in person. We do still have a virtual ticket available, but for those of you that are live in person, you will be able to take advantage of hugs and laughing together. I mean, we can still laugh virtually. And for those that are going to be in person on Thursday evening during registration, we have a next generation event, which is for all of our youth 20 and under. We are going to have a special message prepared for them. We are really passionate about raising up and equipping this next generation to succeed wildly, greater than even you and I. And how amazing that as parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles, we can go get equipped, but it's also a place that our kids can too. And we have kids that sit through the events, but in the next gen, this is just for them. So this is not for the parents. It's not for the grandparents. Bring them, drop them off right there at the hotel. You're going to go register, go take a nap, go get some dinner, go get a mani-pedi, whatever you want to do. And then they're going to have a dance party and a pizza party, and they're going to leave totally jazzed and excited and equipped to make, their future a little better, a little brighter. So that's coming up September 23rd, 24th, 25th, San Antonio, Texas. So procrastination, all right? All of us have dealt with procrastination before. And here's really the thing when it comes to procrastination. I used to think, and I've heard so many of my clients that I coach with, they oftentimes attribute procrastination to avoiding work. They attribute it to, I just must not want to do this, right? You don't have a working problem. Procrastination has nothing to do with the work. Procrastination is actually a form of stress relief. That is what it is. Procrastination is a form of stress relief. And so I'll give you an example, right? If you go into work today and all of a sudden you have emails, you have notes on your desk of things to return, you have to research where your next event's going to be, or you have to research airfare or whatever. Typically what we're going to do, and then on your desk, your one of your people comes in and says, hey, we have this person that called, they have a complaint, call them back. Typically what's going to happen, our brain's going to go, okay, we're going to do the things that cause us the least amount of stress first. We're going to do the things that we like to do first. we're going to do the time wasters first. We're going to get an email, get sucked in, wind up on YouTube. All of a sudden, an hour goes by, right? Our brain sees that note about the problem client and it's like, heck no, I am stressed out to the max. We have all these things, all this stuff. How many of you have stuff you've got to do? Anybody got stuff they've got to do? Me too. Some of you could raise both hands and both feet on the stuff department. Some of you've got a lot of stuff going on, right? Why? Because we're adulting and life is busy. And so your brain sees that note that says problem customer has a complaint and it's like, heck no, I'm already stressed from yesterday's workload. I got too much going on. So we make a decision to avoid the complaint, to avoid calling the thing that's going to cause us the most amount of stress. And so hear me on this. You are not a procrastinator. I've heard so many coaching clients just be like, Carmen, I'm just a procrastinator. No, you're not a procrastinator. You have a habit of procrastinating. You're not a procrastinator. You don't have a problem with work, but you do have a habit with procrastinating. And all habits have three main parts. We have the trigger. The trigger with procrastination is always stress. We always procrastinate to avoid stress. And then when it comes to the second thing, then we have a pattern. So the pattern with procrastination is we avoid doing something. We avoid making the phone call. We avoid whatever it is that causes the most amount of stress. And then the third thing with the habit is we have a reward. And the reward with procrastination is you get a momentary stress relief. Here's the thing with any habit though. The amazing thing about a habit is you can change a habit. You can deal with the habit. Procrastination isn't who you are, it's something you do. I hope you caught that. Procrastination is not who you are, it's something you do. And so when you see people that are really good at procrastinating, and then you see people who are really good at not procrastinating and taking action, they're just two different habits that they've developed. And so most people that have succeeded have started off with a procrastination habit. They have just learned how to overcome it. They've learned how to change the habit. And so here's the thing with changing the habit. And here's the thing that you can do leaving here tonight to start helping you with this, all right? You're never going to change the trigger when it comes to habits because most of the time, we don't control the stress. We can't control the problem customer. We can't control our spouse being a jerk. We can't control our boss being a jerk. We can't control the 2-year-old throwing up all over everything. We can't control the dog crapping on your Persian rug. We can't control the person driving down the highway that almost cut you off, right? We can't control the trigger of stress. But what we can control the pattern, the way you deal with it. And so you have to change the pattern of avoiding work. Because that's what procrastination is. It's avoiding the work, avoiding the stress to give us a momentary reward of stress relief. And so first and foremost, it's recognizing whenever we get into a place of procrastination. How many of you know sometimes when you are procrastinating? Like you get into work, you're at home, you look at your to-do list, and almost immediately we go to the thing, we see the thing. Like if we actually looked at our to-do list, our work list, our home list, our kid list, our husband list, our whatever list, and I said to you, which one of these things on the list is going to make the biggest difference towards your goal? Oftentimes, the one that's going to make the biggest difference is the one that we want to avoid, okay? And so this is the point where so that thing on the list starts attacking us. We allow it to create stress. And so many, many years ago, I learned this phrase, attack what is attacking you. So when you have something on your list that's creating stress, when you have something on your list that you're trying to avoid, when you have something on your list that you just keep transferring from day to day, week to week, like you're literally avoiding doing the work in that area, you attack it. You attack it. And in the very beginning, it's literally just setting the alarm for 5 minutes. I'm going to do work for 5 minutes. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to start writing my book, my manuscript, my whatever for 5 minutes. I'm going to actually start making phone calls to those scary people for 5 minutes. I'm going to call that problem customer. Just literally don't think, don't contemplate, don't reevaluate, just set your alarm and, okay, I'm going to do this. I don't even got to do it for an hour. I'm going to do it for 5 minutes because here's what research has showed us. The studies have proven that if you just start, if we can just get you off the sidelines in the game, if we can just get you to start working, the facts are over 80% of you are going to keep going. Because you don't have a problem working, because you're not a procrastinator, you're not lazy, you're not like, you just have a habit of procrastination. You're just like the rest of the world trying to relieve some stress in this stressed out world. But man, when you can start attack what's attacking you, when you can change the habit of, when you can change the pattern of avoiding the work, avoiding the stress, and just do it. Do you know how good that feels? Because when we avoid stress, here's the crazy part. When we have this pattern of avoiding the work, it creates a momentary reward of a little bit of stress relief. But ultimately, what happens when we are avoiding the thing that makes the biggest difference in our lives? When we're avoiding calling the prospects, when we're avoiding doing the work that's going to have the biggest impact, it makes us feel worse. It causes more stress long term. What causes less stress is to actually go home and be like, man, I pressed through that today. I attacked what was attacking me. I overcame. I created a new pattern. And if you just start doing this, and you know, part of when you realize that you're avoiding the work, it's recognizing, I'm avoiding stress. I'm avoiding the work so I'm not stressed, which is only going to lead to more stress long term. No, let's go. And you literally change the direction your brain is going. You change the activity that's going on. You go in a new direction, and it really becomes empowering. It becomes exciting. You become in charge of your future. And now you're creating a new habit. You're creating a new habit of looking for the things that are attacking you and attacking them. You're creating the new habit of action versus procrastination. And so for any of you that have been told before, you're just procrastinator. You procrastinate too much. Oh, here you go again, procrastinating. You need to break any agreements that you have made, or any labels you have put on, or any identity that you have aligned yourself with, that somehow that procrastination is a part of you. It is not who you are. It is simply something you do. And if you choose tonight to apply what we're talking about, you're going to start working to break that habit. And you're no longer going to have the habit of procrastination, but you're going to have a habit of doing, a habit of action. And when that happens, and you start breaking that pattern, and you start reacting to the stress in a different way, you're going to watch your life change dramatically, fast. You're going to watch results that you've been struggling with. When you stop bowing down to fear of what could happen and stress, and you start standing up for the life you want, when you start fighting for the life you want, the life you deserve, the legacy that you want to build for your family, you'll see things change. You'll see things shift. And we're going to be going even deeper in stuff like this at First Steps to Success coming up here in just over 3 weeks. And so if you haven't got your ticket, make sure you get it. This is where people take their income to the next level. This is where we are going to equip you with some foundational skills, with some tools. This is where we're going to help you get past the limiting beliefs, the mountains that have anchored themselves in your life, the glass ceilings that have been stopping you for years, and some of you decades. And so if you have your ticket, let me know down in the comments. I would love to know who I'm going to be able to hug in 3 weeks. If you're getting your ticket, you can go to firststepstosuccess.com and go ahead and grab your ticket there. And so thank you so much for joining us. We will be back live in another 2 weeks with another success tip here on the channel. And if you've gotten any value out of this, share it, like the page. We live in a world of people who really believe They're a procrastinator. That they've tried and tried and tried to beat procrastination. But they haven't tried this.